Today we will discuss about new chapter, that is maps. Yes, in this chapter we will learn about the different kinds of map, why we use map. As we know that in our previous chapter we already study about the advantages of globe. However, globe was limitations as well. A globe can be useful when we want to study the earth as a whole, but when we want to study only a part of the earth, as about our country, our state, our different district, when we study about town, village. So in this way our earth, our globe is useful to us. In such a way, in such a situation, sometime map is also useful to us. So now in detail we study about. Here a map is a representation or a drawing of the earth surface or a part of its drawn on a flat surface according to the scale. Means according to the different measurement we draw map. Okay, then here you also seen a book, in which book you saw many maps are there. It is called as atlas. In upper grade you also in detail study about atlas. In this book they give you different kinds of map with detailed information. We find the map are useful to us for various purposes. One map shown a small area and a few facts, and the another map may contain as many aspects as a big book. Yes, we are discussing about atlas. When many maps are put together, we get an atlas. Yes, atlas is a kind of book. So, atlases are of various sizes, measurement drawn on a different scale. So, here we are using different measurement through which we come to know about the detailed information about any location or any place. So, maps provide more information than globe. They are different types. So, some of them are described below. So, in the below part, first we try to understand the different types of map. So, first type of map is physical map. Then, here in detail we study about all the types of map. Our second type of map is political map, and third one is thematic map. So, our first type of map, which is a physical map. Why we refer physical map? Map showing natural features of the earth such as mountains, plateaus, plain part, river, ocean, then water bodies, etc. are called as a physical map. Then when we study about political map, here we study about the different area with their boundaries. Map showing cities, towns, village and different countries and state of the world with their boundaries. So, exact location we can find out through the political map, the length and width of the city. So, through the boundaries of the country, state, district or a village are called as a political map. Then last one, third one is a thematic map. Okay, in this map, some maps focus on special information such as, here we discuss about roads, road map, then the distribution of rainfall map, then map showing the distribution of forest area. So, here we also discuss about the different industrial areas, etc. are known as a thematic map. Through the map, we come to know about the distributions of different parts according to their areas. So, it is called as a thematic map. Suitable titles are given on the basis of information provided in this map. There are mainly three components of map. So, it is very important that these are the three components which we use to in map, first is a distance, second is a direction, and third one is symbols. Okay, so why we are using distance? Distance means the maps are a drawing which reduce the entire world on a part of it to fit on a sheet of paper. Yes, in a sheet of paper you saw the different places with their distance. For example, if we talk about the distance from Junagadh to Rajkot, which is around 100 and 105 kilometers. So, what we do here, we show Junagadh and Rajkot to with the different scale. Through the help of scale, we show these two places in our map. So, or we can see that map are drawn to reduce scale, to reduce different distance with the help of centimeter, meter. But this reduction is done very carefully so that the distance between the place is real. It can only be possible when a small distance on a paper represents a large distance on the ground. Therefore, a scale is chosen for the purpose. First, we try to understand what is scale. Scale is the ratio between the actual distance on the ground and the distance shown on the map. So, here they measure ratios between the two places. For example, the distance between your school and your home is around 10 kilometers. If you show this 10 kilometer distance by 2 centimeter on a map, it means 1 centimeter on the map will show you 5 kilometers. Yes. So, if we want to show the distance of 1 kilometer with the help 1 centimeter with the help of 5 kilometers, and the 2 centimeter is equal to 10 kilometers. On the ground, the scale of your drawing will be 1 centimeter is equal to 5 kilometers. Thus, scale is very important in any map. If you know the scale, you will able to calculate the distance between any two places on a map. Yes, generally in a political map, in physical map, sometimes we shown this kind of scale. With the help of scale, we find out the distance between two areas. When large area like continent or countries are to be shown on a paper, already many times you saw the map of world. In this map, they shown you different countries, different continents. On the map shown with a 500 kilometers of the ground, it is called as a small map. So, here they give you the example of when large area like continent or countries are to be shown on a paper, then we use a small scale map. For example, here they give you the example of 5 centimeter on the map shown with a 500 kilometers of the ground. It is called as a small scale map. And what is mean by large scale map? When a small area like your village or town is to be shown on paper, then we use a large scale map. That is 5 centimeter on the map shows 500 meters. Only on the ground it is called as a large scale map. Yes, if we want to show any village or any city in detail, we are using large scale map. So, large scale map gives more information in compared to small scale map. So, that is why any visitor when they enter into any city, that time they refer different location with the help of road map of large scale. So, large scale map is used to find out any location or getting detailed information. As we know that we are using different measurement. Here I just tell you, when we measure 1 kilometer means 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters, and when we are using meters means 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. In maths also we study all these calculations. So, in this way large scale map gives more information than small scale map. Everybody, look at here. I will show you the another map of a village. This map of a village which gives you a lot of information about different measurement in scale. For example, here they give you the scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meters. In this diagram, they give you community center, post office, shopping complex, as well as the different houses here. This is the symbol of well. Then here is school, playground, as well as this shown you trees, as well as orchard, means one of the garden area. Here you saw different trees are there. So through this map of village, you come to know about, this is the large scale map of village. Through this map we come to know about the different places in a different location in a particular village. So this is a scale. It may be used for measuring distance between different places. For example, the distance between the well and the tree. Well and the tree is about 5 centimeters. So 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meters. So 5 centimeter is equal to 50 meters. So in this way we calculate the exact measurement. Now the distance between post office, here PO stand for post office. The distance from the post office to Karim's house, here they give you the way of Karim's house. Here is a Karim's house, which is indicate with a E, is around 12 centimeter. 12 centimeter is equal to, again we calculate 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meters. So 12 centimeter is equal to, multiply with 10. So 120 meters. So the distance from the post office to Karim's house is 120 meters. Okay, now meters on the ground, but you can not fly like a bird directly from E to A. Here they give you the E to A. So that's why you will have to walk on the road. You use road or path which is already given here. So let us measure the total walking distance from E to A. So here they give you the different measurement, means the distance from D to E is 2 centimeter. Then C to D is 2 centimeter. Then the distance from M to C is 3.5 centimeter. We measure with scale. Then M to B is 2.5 centimeter. And the distance from E to B is 2 centimeter. So in this way the total is 12 centimeter. So we calculate or we addition all these numbers. So the measure is post office to Karim's house is total 12 centimeter, means 120 meters. So distance from Karim's house to the post office is, we calculate with the help of scale. So now again the next component here we discuss is a direction. How we find direction? As you know that there are 4 sides. 4 mainly directions are there. First is the north side, in the opposite there is a south, then west, and in the opposite of west there is a east. So in this way you get a main 4 cardinal points. Cardinal points means 4 direction. So most map contain an arrow marked with the letter N in the upper right hand side corner. This arrow shows the north direction. It is called as the north line. When you know the north, you can also find the other 3 directions. For example, east, west and south. Therefore, 4 major direction, north, south, east and west, they are called as a cardinal point. They are called as a cardinal directions, the main directions. Okay, now other 4 intermediate directions are, means in between the north and west there is a NW. NW stands for northwest. And in between north and east there is a northeast side. Then we are talking about southeast. In between south and eastern part. And the 8th intermediate direction is southwest direction, which is between the south and west direction. So in this way you get you can locate any place more accurately with the help of this intermediate directions. Okay, in our textbook they also give you, we can also find out the direction of a place with the help of compass. Compass is a one kind of instrument. It is an instrument used to find out mean directions. Its magnetic needles also point towards north-south direction. So in this way you find, if you travel from a waterways, at that time you use this kind of compass, this kind of instrument to find out different location, because this compass indicate you north and south direction, mainly north direction. So through this you come to know about the exact location or exact direction. Now our next point is symbols. So through the different symbol, through the different example, here we study about symbols. It is the third important component of a map. It is not possible to draw on a map for actual shape and size of different features such as building, roads, bridge, trees, railway line or a well. Yes, we shown with a different signs or symbols. So they are shown by using certain letters, we are using certain shapes, colors, pictures and lines. This symbols gives a lot of information in a limited space. With the use of these symbols, map can be drawn easily and simple to read. Yes, even if you don't know the language of an area, therefore you cannot ask someone for a direction. You can collect information from map with the help of these symbols. For example, when you saw many foreigners are coming in India, that time they are using this type of conventional map. They are using this symbol to find out the exact location. Map have a universal language that can be understood by all. There is an international agreement between different countries regarding the use of this symbol, and these are called as a conventional symbol. So some of the conventional symbols are shown here, but before that you try to understand that various colors are also used for the same purpose. For example, generally blue color is used for showing water bodies. Yes, we shown with a blue color which is indicate with a river, ocean, pond. That time we are using for showing water bodies, we are using blue color. Then brown color for mountain area, yellow color for plateau area and green is used for showing plain part. Now here I will show you different symbols, some conventional symbol. Here first symbol which indicate with different railway lines. First is a broad gauge. For long distance traveling we are using this kind of symbols, broad gauge symbol. Then meter gauge symbol, this is the meter gauge symbol, and last symbol which indicate with RS. RS stand for railway station. Yes. Now we are talking about two types of roads are there. First is a metal road and second one is unmetal road. Metal road means generally made road which is made up with natural tar. This kind of road is called metal road, which is seen in city area. When you visit urban area or village area, that time you saw this kind of unmetal road. Now we discuss about boundaries. There is a different kinds of boundaries: international boundary, state boundary and district boundary, which is shown with this kind of symbols. Now we discuss about river. Yeah, here river is indicate with flowing water. Then second, this symbol indicates you about well. Then here they shown you the symbol of tank. This is the symbol of canal, and last symbols, many times you saw this symbol of bridge on conventional board when you pass through the highway roads. Now this is first symbol indicate you the different places like a temple, church, mosque, chhatri. So first symbol indicate you about temples, then this indicate with a cross sign of which indicate you about church. This is the place of church. Now we are talking about mosque which indicate with a 3 cross sign here, and last symbol indicate you chhatri. What is mean by chhatri? Chhatri is a kind of dome shape. In ancient time, people are built this kind of architecture to build temple, mosque, etc. So that's why they are using this kind of round shape, half circle shape. It is called as a chhatri. Now, post office stand for PO and PTO which indicate you post and telegraph office. Now, PS stand for police station. Here they shown you settlement, means peoples are living here. This is the kind of societies are there or buildings are there. Settlement, then graveyard. This is the burial site. That's why they indicate with the half circles. Okay. Then this indicate with the trees, and this symbol shown you about grass. So through this conventional sign you get a lot of knowledge about any place which is shown you in a map. Now we are talking about different sketch. Why we are using sketch? A sketch is a drawing mainly based on memory and spot observation, not to scale. At that time they are not using scale. Sometimes a rough drawing is required of an area to tell where a picture place is located with respect to other place. For example, when you showing to your, suppose you want to go to your friend's house but you don't know the way. Your friend may make a rough drawing to show the way to his houses. Such a rough drawing is drawn without any scale and it is called as a sketch map. Many times you shown you the different direction of a place to any stranger, that time you are using sketch also. Okay, now we are talking about plan. When you want to purchase any property like house, at that time first they shown you the plan of a house. A plan is a drawing of a small area on a large scale. A large scale map gives you a lot of information, but there are certain things which we may sometimes want to know. For example, the length and the width of a room, the exact area of a room, which can't be shown in a map. At that time we can refer drawing drawn to scale called a plan. So in this way, in this chapter we are study about different types of maps, then components of map, and through this we come to know about the detailed information about why we are using map. I hope you understand this chapter. Thank you.